All right, here we go. So, executive branch. Describe the importance of the executive branch. All right, executive branch includes who? Z? President. Good job. What powers does he have? What can he do? Alex in the back. All right, yeah. Okay, so signs or veto. Could override his veto if they want, which we'll talk about, or he could sign it and be done. Right? Then it's a law. Good job. What else can he do? What other powers does he have? Lydia? Okay, yep, good job. Good job. What else? What else? What else? What else does he do? Holden. What's that? Yeah, good job, Commander in Chief. Good. Army, military. Good. What else can he do? What else? So, what else is he in charge of? Alex? Anything else? Appointing judges. Yep, good job. Appointing judges. Supreme Court, right? And yeah, just recently happened, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Good. What else? What else does he do? Sarah, do you have anything else? Yep, right to declare war. Good job. And then Congress kind of has the last say of that, right? Even signing treaties, right? Good. So foreign diplomacy, I guess we can call that. We can talk about that too. Good job. So that's pretty much what the executive branch has. I thought it was interesting, the book, when it talked about George Washington. Obviously now it's a little bit different from the executive branch, what it was designed to do back then, and how he would advertise in the newspaper just to do things and just talk to people. I thought that was really funny. Nowadays that just wouldn't fly. Yeah, he's way too busy. But George Washington would be like, "Oh yeah, come in, I'll entertain you. I'll talk to you about stuff." And I thought that was pretty cool. All right, good job. So obviously now it's just expanded to a point where he has to have a executive bureaucracy, right? And what is that? What is that? He also elects members to what? The cabinet, right? So he has different people that work for him to help him with foreign diplomacy, maybe reaching agreements with other countries. Okay, many different things that the executive branch does and has been expanded upon over the years. All right, good job. All right, so I'd like you guys to pull up real quick. Pull up the worksheet from yesterday, the first one we did. We want to finish the judicial branch, and that's it. And then we'll move on to the powers. Where is it? There it is. Oh. Okay, so judicial branch number 1. Describe the 2 different systems of courts in the U.S. What do we have here for this one? What do we have? What do we got here for this? Z, what do you got for number 1 here for judicial branch? What didn't you get there? What's that? Yeah, okay, good job. So you have two different types of courts. You have federal courts, right? Okay, which goes by what? What does it abide by?
Federal courts have their powers derived from the Constitution.
You got it. Good. Constitution, supreme law of the land. Good. And then what about the other courts you talked about?
They deal with state powers.
Good. The state courts, right? Good. And what do they abide by? What do they follow? Uh-oh. Each state has one. Very similar to what the national government does, but for the state level, they follow and go by state constitution, right? Yeah, there you go. Good job. So we have federal level, federal courts, state court. Good job. All right, 2, detail how the federal courts changed then and now. Describe how Marbury versus Madison was significant for the judicial branch. What do we have? Number 2, Marbury versus Madison. Should have pushed this one out sooner, but this fits right now. This fits out. What do we got? Number 2. Judicial branch. Describe that for me. Sarah, go ahead.
It said, court case established judicial review principle that determined any large disputes would be settled and determined by the Supreme Court, which elevated the branch in power and importance.
Yeah, good job. Good job. So when they're creating the articles in the Constitution, one was legislative branch, two executive, and then judicial branch. To try to balance these powers out, judicial branch, okay, gained judicial review through Marbury versus Madison, which left it up to the Supreme Court to decide on laws, okay, if they're unconstitutional, and interpret those laws, right? Yeah, good. So it gave more powers to the judicial branch to make it a little bit more equal for these three branches, okay? And the laws that the legislative branch would create, okay, they would deem it if it's constitutional or not, right? And obviously the court changes over time, but these members that are elected, they have a lifetime, I guess you could say courtship, right? Okay, good. Is there any questions on that activity that we did yesterday? You good? Okay, we went over executive yesterday with the bell ringer that kind of reviewed it, and then judicial branch just today. All right, so I'd like to go over the other one from yesterday, how powers are separated real quick. There you go, conflicts between three branches. So I'm just going to write up on the board as well. You know, the executive is the president. What do they do for the judicial branch? What's the main thing that they do for the judicial branch? What do we think here? Let's pull this up here. What we got? Sarah, go ahead. Appoints judges. Good job. So executive over judicial. I have a J over there. Appoints judges. Good. Judge Barrett, right? Well, just recently, which I'll show a video of her accepting the role after. Okay. And how that was very controversial for many people, and how the Senate, which we'll talk about, voted on that. And a lot of concerns with it. But hey, it is what it is, right? That's the executives.
Is it controversial? I mean, they made
Well,
it, but
Yeah, I don't.
because like he's the president till the end of the year, regardless.
Yeah. I guess they're just saying how controversial it was just because how fast they moved. But it's the president's job, you know, to
Right,
appoint these
exactly.
judges. And then the Senate, they agree on it. So they vote on it then to see if it's approved or not. So it got approved. It's good to go. Yeah, it's good to
like
go.
That's what, when we
Yeah.
say that's his job, and
Yeah.
like the election next week, but he's still the president till the end of the year.
Yeah. And I think he still has the ability after a certain time to appoint that judge. And I mean, yeah. So,
He just
yeah.
understands.
But legislative branch, the Senate approves of it, so it's good to go. It's good to go. Which we'll talk about now. Approval. I guess we just say legislative branch, judicial approves judges. Okay. And then I guess we could just go back from judicial to executive, the main thing. And what is that? What is judicial branch? How do they keep the president in check? How do they keep the president in check? How's this balance? How's this power balanced? What do we have here? How does the judicial branch keep the executive in check? Alex, you have this one?
They can declare executive orders unconstitutional.
Yeah, good job. So executive orders. Okay, so something that the president wants to push out. Maybe it's diplomacy with other countries, treaties. They can say, you know what, this is unconstitutional. An executive order, a law created by the president in a quick amount of time. Let's just say, like during the Depression, there's a lot of issues with, New Deal agency, New Deal jobs. Okay, that FDR will push out, and judicial branch will be like, hold on, that's unconstitutional. That's going against the Constitution. What that executive order does. So acts by president unconstitutional. Good. Acts by president unconstitutional. That's coming back from judicial to executive. Good. All right. So let's say executive to legislative branch. How does the executive keep the legislative branch in check, in line? So again, the legislative branch creates laws. What can the executive branch do to try to keep them in line? Devin? Veto it. Yeah, good job. Veto it. Veto laws. This would be bills, but it is what it is. So veto laws. Good. They can veto it. So let's say it goes through the House of Representatives, the Senate, this bill. It gets to the president, and the president can cut that down. He says, you know what? No, I don't agree with that. Doesn't make sense. Let's just revise it, go over it. Maybe there's something we can add, take out of it. And the legislative branch can do what? What can they do? Sarah?
Impeach or censure the president.
Okay, yeah, they can impeach the president, right? And last year, the impeachment, it didn't go through, but if there's ever an act that the president did that is unconstitutional or reaching out to another country for benefit or personal gain, they could get impeached, right? Good. And they could also do what? What else could the legislative branch? Let's say the legislative branch creates this bill, okay, this law, executive branch vetoes it. What can the legislative branch then do? Sarah, continue on. Go ahead.
Can't they like vote to override?
Yeah, override the veto. Good job. They can override the veto. Takes a long process, but they can do it. So let's say, I don't know, legislative branch, Congress is predominantly Republican or something like that. Let's just say that. The executive branch is Democratic. Just because they have two different political affiliations, they could cut that bill down, right? And the legislative branch, let's just say because they're mostly Democratic, they said, you know what, we're going to override that veto. It makes sense. It's doing the best for the people. And this is just a conflict of interest between the executive and legislative branch. They could override that veto and push that law through. Does that make sense? All right, good. What else? What else? Judicial to legislative branch. What can they do? So, although let's say legislative and judicial, they could approve judges. What else could they do with these judges? What else could they do? Devin?
Reject them.
Yeah, reject them or impeach them, right? Very good. Good. What else? What else? What else? What else? Last thing, we'll end it here. What else could they do? So let's just say judicial to legislative branch. What can they do? So remember, legislative creates laws. What can judicial branch do?
Their laws.
Yeah, good job. Okay, they can declare laws unconstitutional. Good. All right, is there any questions on that, guys? You see how the separation of powers, how they all are balanced, okay? That not one branch is stronger than the other. You guys good? And then, like I said, like we mentioned earlier with the judges, okay, especially with Judge Barrett now, executive branch, Trump appointed her. The Senate, which is a part of the legislative branch, they have to approve of her, which was a 52 to 48 vote, okay? So she got in. She got in. She was approved by the Senate. All right, is there any questions on that, guys? All right, so I'll play that clip real quick of her talking and accepting it. And we'll move on. Tomorrow, I like to play that activity with bills and laws. Okay, so Schoolhouse Rocks, I'll play that video, and we'll go through a simulation. It's pretty neat. I think you guys will enjoy it. Okay, so let me pull that up real quick. Let me stop the recording so I don't get